Hey guys, DJ here for Next Level Coaching, and today we are going to be looking at the blue-black control deck profile. In the next few days I will be recording blue-black control matches and single games and uploading them on YouTube so you guys can watch and see how the blue-black control deck plays out and everything. And the first thing I want to talk about is the sideboard. I posted one just so you guys could see it. I've done no testing. And the way I like to test is I test the main deck first. We test single game matches with the main deck to see if there's cards I like, cards I don't like, and we'll flip cards in and out. And then after I get a main deck I like, then I start working on the sideboard. So there's a sideboard here, but this is most likely not going to look anything like our final sideboard. These are just cards that I felt might be reasonable in certain matches. We have Deadweights and Soren's Thirst and Ratchet Bombs for against aggro. Same thing with Batter Skull. Other slow decks, we have Azure Mage for, and then for against the Wolfrun decks we have Flash Freeze. But I haven't done any testing, so these are just cards I pulled out. I figured, well, when we get around to testing the sideboard, I'd like to test them. Alright, so let's get through the main deck now. The lands are pretty standard. We're at 26. 2 Ghost Quarter, 2 Drown Yard. And so for the main deck, we have the 1 Ring Flesh, the Doomblade, and the 2 Go for the Throats. The split here is, instead of running like a 2-2 split on Doomblade, Go for the Throat, I wanted to play 1 Ring Flesh just to test it, see how it is, because it feels like it's slightly better against the aggro decks than Doomblade and Go for the Throat. And it's also, 1 less mana for Snapcaster Mage. You can Snapcaster it back on turn 3 or something if you need to, whereas you can't with Doomblade and Go for the Throat. The reason for 2 Go for the Throat, 1 Doomblade is there are black creatures you want to kill. Like, this deck really doesn't have a Wrath effect, and being able to kill Grave Titan is pretty huge. And so you can't ever actually Doomblade Grave Titan. The only reason that Go for the Throat is bad here is if we ever play against like Tempered Steel. We'll always want Doomblade instead of Go for the Throat. But I would rather hedge our bets against the more popular decks than against Tempered Steel, which has really fallen off the radar recently. Other than that, everything should be pretty standard, except for I have 0 Consecrated Sphinx in this list, and based on I don't like Consecrated Sphinx, I think it is the worst 6-drop for this deck, and here's why. Against Control, if you play against a control deck, it's either going to be blue-black control or solar flare. Both of them can kill your Consecrated Sphinx before you'll ever draw 2 cards with it, and then you've just had essentially paid 6 mana for a do-nothing. A Grave Titan, on the other hand, even if they Go for the Throat it instantly, you still have 2 zombie tokens. And then the Worm Coil is also a pain in the ass to deal with for the control decks if it resolves, and it's also very, very good against aggro, something that Consecrated Sphinx isn't. And the situations where your Consecrated Sphinx dies, say like to Day of Judgment, I mean, you'd kill all the Grave Titan tokens too, and you would have drawn, and you draw 2 cards that way. But that's the only situation where it'd be more reasonable than Grave Titan. And in all likelihood, you won't be playing against Solar Flare that much, as that deck is falling off the radar pretty fast too. If you play against another control deck, it's going to be a blue-black based deck. And honestly, if your Sphinx ever lives, you're winning the game anyways. Same thing with Grave Titan. Anything that Sphinx does when it doesn't die, Grave Titan does better. So other than that, everything's pretty standard, and yeah, over the next few days I'll be playing a bunch of games and matches with this, and I will be posting this on my blog as well as on my YouTube channel. And before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to both PureMTGO.com and TopDeckLand.com. I write a weekly article series for them, both those websites. And then I also upload some of my videos and matches that I post on YouTube, also get uploaded to MtGOvideos.com. And now I'd like to let everybody know that I am now going to be a weekly video person for PDCMagic.com. I will be uploading all my Pauper videos there. So if you guys like Pauper, I suggest checking out pdcmagic.com. They have a forums. It's great over there. And that's about all for now. Thanks a lot for watching.